Hey guys, you're watching One and Only. My name is AJ, and we are back on another episode of Let's Build a City, episode 95. And today we're going to continue on the airport. What do you guys think? I've done a little bit of work. I haven't been able to do too much because it has only been like a day since the last episode. And also, I didn't want to go too far ahead. I didn't want to get too ahead of myself and miss a lot of it out. I decided to slightly change the idea with the lights. Instead, because it was carpet, I just put glowstone on top of all of the ends, and still you can sort of see where the light's coming from, which is exactly what I wanted, and it looks pretty cool. And I've lit up the taxiway in the same thing. I put a glowstone every 5 blocks, if you wanted to know, which I think is pretty damn cool. Okay, let's get rid of this nighttime. I just want to show you at nighttime because I thought it was really pretty at night. Yeah. I'll also show you the map as well. Why not? Before we start, and take the better way. On the map, here it is. It doesn't look like much at the moment, but it is filling up that top corner. The runway isn't anywhere near as long as it technically should be to make a plane take off, but it's long enough for you guys to know what it is. So I'm happy with that, but obviously if it was a real runway, it would have to be an awful lot longer than this, especially for the big planes that we've got up in the sky. Even the jet there wouldn't really take off in that time, I don't think. So apart from that, I've done some sort of tedious work of putting in the roof here, as you can see, just to fill up that little bit of gap. I was playing around with some taxiway designs here. I've got the one here where you're going to fill up with passengers. I've got some like parking ones here for just the small planes. Obviously not the big jets aren't going to fit on there, but we can hopefully do some little planes to go on there. And that's about it really. That's all I had time for. We're going to keep that helipad over there. I'm thinking about having another helicopter pad here. And what we might end up doing is actually take away the trees along that side and put some more like helipads and stuff like that, and maybe some parking spaces for other planes. I don't know yet. We'll have to figure it out. And as far as all this green part goes, I've had a bit of an idea. I didn't want to have the same dark grey carpets all the way throughout because you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But if we use light grey, it's still grey enough to look like sort of concrete, groundy sort of colour, but it differentiates between. So I think that's what we're going to do there. So all the bits that are sort of grass, little grassy bits, we can fill up with that. Anyway, today we're going to work on the control tower at first, at least. I haven't had a chance to do the windows and stuff like that, but we might do that together. I don't know. But let's work on this control tower. So, we're going to get some wool back. I would use quartz, but I don't like how quartz have like a border between them. I have mentioned this before in the past. If I put some quartz blocks together, see how there's a bit of a border between them? I don't like that. I like it having a sort of smooth textures, connected textures sort of style thing between them. It looks much better. Anyway, we need to work out how high we're going to go with this. So let's go, let's go from the middle point here. And we're going to go up and up and up and up and up. We need to go fairly high, not stupidly high, but we need to go fairly high. I think that is a pretty good height. Considering so it's only one runway. Let's have a look down from the ground floor. Maybe a few blocks higher. And basically it's going to be a nice, simple, small tube. How about there? How does that look? Yeah, that looks cool. So it's going to be a really, simple tube going up here. And, you know, I said I wanted to put some red in it. And I didn't know where I could put red. I can put red in this control tower. I can like accent the white with some red. I don't know why I want red. I just do. I just want a nice, a tiny little bit of red. So let's grab some red, and we're gonna put maybe 2 layers of red in. I think white and red go so well together. It looks like a giant bowling pin. Perfect. Okay, so then we're gonna go one wider. Let's do this circle down up here, so I don't need to look down too far. Oops. Oh god. There we go. And back out to 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's how I done it. Yeah, it is. Wonderful. So come around here. I've run out of splash potion. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. While I'm doing this. So I spent a little bit of time at the hospital yesterday. Don't worry, I'm fine. It wasn't me, in fact. It was my mum. She has I'm sure you know, if you've been subscribed to me for a little while, you'll know that she has a Land Rover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Land Rover started to overheat when she was on her way home. And she temperature gauge went through the roof. So she phoned me up. She said, "What do I do? The car's overheating." I said, "Have you got any water with you?" She said, "Yes, I've got some water with me." So I said, "Right, wait 10, 15 minutes for it to cool down. Don't open it up yet because it might explode, and what water is in there might come out and burn you." And I'm speaking from experience there. I made that same mistake with my first car. So yeah, be careful, guys. If your car does overheat, don't open up the water cap until it's cooled down a lot. Otherwise, I was very seriously burnt when it happened. It was very, very hot water. But anyway, so yeah, I said wait 10 minutes or so, and then open it up, fill it up with some water. Anyway, okay, she said. So hung up, and about 2 minutes later, she phones up and she says, "AJ, I've had an accident. I need you here now." Anyway, so I left. I jumped in the car and I went. I didn't know what sort of accident. I didn't know if she had been bumped up the behind while, waiting in the lay-by if a car had hit her or anything like that. Didn't ask, just went to get there. Anyway, and as I drove past, because I couldn't get over to the side of the road because she was on the opposite way facing me, she was holding her head. And I thought, oh, what a silly mare. She's not waited until it's cooled down, and she's opened it up and it's scalded her, it's burnt her. But nope. As I turn around and I get there, there's a lot of blood, and her head's all bleeding, and it looks very, very painful. So I said, "What happened? What'd you do?" Let's go around here with this for now. I said, "What happened? What did you do?" And anyway, it turns out she lifted the bonnet up on the car, and on a Land Rover, they don't have like modern bonnets where they hold themselves up, if you know what I mean. Like I'm sure you know what I mean. Like they don't stay open by hydraulics. You have to sort of lock them into place. And the bonnet was locked into place, but she thought because it was at a slight angle, it wasn't locked into place, so she decided to pull it. Yep, not joking you. So she pulled it, and the bonnet came smashing down on top of her head, and came up with a very, very big bump, and a lot of blood everywhere, a lot of blood on the road and on the car. So anyway, took her up to the local hospital, and they had an x-ray because they were concerned about her neck. Because it's a big Land Rover bonnet. They're not small bonnets, and they can do a lot of damage if they fall on your head. So they wanted to make sure that she hadn't hurt or broken her neck or anything silly like that. And luckily, she's absolutely fine. There's no neck injury, no back injury. A bit of a cut on her head, but the swelling has already started to go down, which is great. That's a really good thing. And a bit of a stiff neck today, but apart from that, she's okay. So, moral of the story is, don't lift up the bonnet of your car unless you know what you're doing, I think. Don't be silly. don't do silly things, and always make sure that you have water in your car. And if you don't have it, let's take that away. Yeah, I'll take these back away again. And if you don't have a car but your parents have a car, remind them. Remind them. Say, "Mum, Dad, have you looked to make sure that you've got water in your car? Have you got any? Is it full? Is it getting low? Just do a check and make them check. Go and remind them after this video. Go and remind them, because they might go, 'Oh no,' and it might save you a lot of time, and it might save you a trip to the hospital. So yeah, you guys have been warned. Whoops. There we go. As well as other things. It's always good to just do like a mini service on your car every now and again. Check that you've got water. Check that you've got antifreeze. Check that you've got anything in there. Ooh, party time. Make sure you've got stuff in the windscreen wash and stuff like that. Robert Albu. Hello, Robert Albu. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is going to slowly... this glass is probably going to be 3 or 4 blocks high. And it's going to slowly sort of bulge out towards the top. This is sort of almost a throwback to Let's Build a Hunger Games. When we done that, because on the airport there, we obviously spent quite a lot of time on that one airport. So I'm trying to do things that look a little bit similar to it. It's like a little bit of a nostalgia throwback. So I'm sort of doing a similar design to the control tower hiccups that I done back then. Obviously it's a little bit different, but most control towers look relatively similar anyway. I think hiccups. I think the one I done was a bit more of a hexagon base. But I was looking on Google, just doing some research on control tower sort of look and things before I started the episode. I like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go another level just on top of this. And yeah, it turns out that a lot of them are the same, or look pretty much the same, but they could be all sorts of shapes. They can be square from the base, they can be round, they can be hexagon, they can be octagon, they can be sort of a weird shape. I've seen some really modern ones that look like they had a huge solar panel down the side. Some really, really cool designs, really. I really like the look of some of them, but I wanted just a sort of generic looking control tower. Nothing too fancy, nothing too modern. It's a small airport, we can't afford big fancy solar panel stuff, and yeah, I think it's going to be just a nice little airport in the place. There we go. Because this isn't the only way to get to our city. Obviously, if it was a little island, then obviously we would need a bigger airport. But it's not an island. There is a way in from the bridge, obviously, and you can get here by sea, which is cool. Maybe people have been saying to build a big cruise ship. And I think that would be really, really cool. We haven't got much ocean to do it in, but I'm sure there'll be enough to build at least a substantially sized cruise ship at one point. I don't know. That's it's space that needs to be used up. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. Just try and get this. It's hard placing glass at night because you can't sort of see through it properly. Anyway, let's just put this last layer down before I sleep the night away, and then we can continue on going around. Another thing, very, very quickly, while we sleep the night away, we need a bed. While I sleep the night away, is a lot of you have been asking me to do some terraforming on the world to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, I could do some terraforming, yeah, I could, but the trouble is this is all the space, all the green stuff that you see is the only space that we've got left, and there's nothing really big enough to terraform in, and the areas that are quite big, we don't want to waste that space. We want to utilize as much space as we possibly can, and if we end up terraforming a mountain in, even if it's a small mountain, that's space that we can actually put a building in, which looks a little bit more interesting than a heap of grass, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't want to really terraform. If we could expand the world size, which we can't do currently, because this is a converted world from Xbox 360, we didn't have the choice of having a bigger world, unfortunately. So the way that we can't make it any bigger. If we could make it bigger, I would, but I can't. So it's pretty impossible. So unfortunately, we are stuck with the size that we've got. Make sure I've done this right. Yeah, we're doing good. We're stuck with the size that we've got, and if we put a mountain in, as I say, somewhere where we could put a house or a skyscraper, or just something that looks a little bit more interesting to look at. Plus, you're not going to know that the world's not terraformed when the world's completed. If you're on the ground, like if you go right into the middle of the city there, where you can't really see any grass, it's all built up nicely. It doesn't really matter that it's not terraformed because there's so many different heights with the... is that right? What have I done wrong here? Oh, and there's so many heights with the road and the edgings and the path and the buildings and everything like that you don't know that it's not terraformed. Something is drastically wrong here, isn't there? Is it there that I'm meant to do and then take that one away? Does that look better? Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's just have a look from the floor. Haha! I like it. That looks pretty damn cool. Right, so at the top here now, I think what we're going to do is round it off a little bit more again, because it's not very round at the minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this here like this. Yeah. And then we're going to see we're in line with those. Oh no, we're not in line with those 3 blocks. Now we are. And then we're going to come around here. Let's do it around the outside. Fill this in as we go. And then 1. And then 2. Oh no. And then another 1. And then 2. Like this. Wonderful. We'll fill it in. And that'll give us a bit more of a rounder shape again, because now we've expanded it out with the glass. As you can see, it's not very round. It's sort of more square. It's got a little bit of rounded edges, but it's not completely round. And we want it as round as we can possibly get. And then do. Oh, it's going well. How are we doing for time? We're doing okay. We're doing fine. We should be able to finish off this control tower. Hopefully. I want to get some more red in. I've got a little bit of red in, but I want more. I like red. I don't know why I want red. I still don't know why I want red in this build. I just think it'll look really, really nice. So, nearly finished this bit off. Do. Is that right? Yeah. So we've got sort of more roundish bit in the middle there now. And we'll be able to pretty this up in a minute. I think what I'm going to do is actually fill up this for you now. Fill up this pillar. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully. I'll do this off camera. It's going to go up and down here and fill it in. I should be back momentarily. Alright guys, that didn't take too long, I suppose. Just filling in the top of the bowling pin, control tower right now. There we go. Okay, so that's the start of it. That's looking pretty cool. Now, there is a couple more things I want to do. On the top of here, I want to put another sort of a mini control tower. I want another window. Like how we've got on there, we've got like a bit of bulging above it. I want a similar thing over here. So we're going to do another little circle here. Come around here. This one's going to be a lot smaller. And it's going to take anywhere near as long. Because it's a lot smaller as well. And it's not going to be as high as that one. It's probably going to be 2 glass blocks high. Something like that, I think. There we go. And we're back down to our original circle size as well, I think. Pretty much. I think it was 5. And oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Still looking good. So we'll come down here. Like that. Wonderful. Splash me. I tell you what, it would be nice to get some of this light wool again. This light grey wool. If we do that, and just go 1 wider with the light grey wool, and then put the glass on top of that. And then it sort of carries on the sort of design that we had at the main airport bit, over there. Who have got this sort of light grey above and below the windows. It sort of continues that pattern throughout, doesn't it? Makes it sort of fit in to the whole place a lot better. So I'm going to come around here. Ooh, it's getting night time again. I love it at night time here, though. I think it's so cool with the lights on it. Alright, at each end of the runway as well, we need to put lights. We need to put like big pillars, or like some tall pillars up into the air with some lights on. And then what that does is that tells the approaching planes when they're trying to land if they should be any higher or any lower than they are. And I think I'm not 100% sure, I'm not a pilot obviously, but I think it's like 3 white and 3 red, or 2 red and 2 white, or 4 and 4. I'm not quite sure, but basically there'll be white or red depending on if you're too high or too low. So if you've got more reds than white, you're I think it's too high. I might have it the wrong way around. And if you've got too many whites, you're too low, or something along those lines. So we can do those in. We had those on the Let's Build the Hunger Games series. We put them in, and we used fences back then because that's all we had. But I think cobblestone walls might look a little bit better now that we've got those. Okay, so what do you reckon? 2 or ooh, we missed one. 2 blocks high? Yes. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's too dark though. Sleep away this night. I still want some more red in it though. The 2 little bowling pin strips don't look enough to me. So we'll go along here with the red. We don't want to make this look too top heavy though. So we've got to be very, very careful here. So I'll come along here. Down here. This is just like a second height one. I don't know what you'd have on the 2 different sort of heights of it, but it looks pretty good. Let's go thick on this top level, so we're not going to go any higher. Whoops. So come like this, down here. Wonderful, I'm so excited. I think this looks really cool. So gives a little bit of height to the area because this is a very flat area with a big flat runway and a sort of, well, it's basically a 1-story high, sort of 2-story high airport. So having something nice and tall over here really brings the whole world up, really helps. Perfect, perfect. Now, whoops, so fill this in the middle. This won't take 2 seconds. And then we've got to put some like aerial bits on the top, some important satellite bits and whatever they're called. I don't know what I'm on about. I'm no pilot. I have played a lot of, well, not a lot. I have played a little bit of like flight simulators. My dad loves them. He's a really big flight simulator fan. So he really knows what he's talking about when it comes to flight sims. Okay, so let's put some of these at the top here. Let's have one there and one there. And tell you what, let's do this old trick of having like a row. Just take that one away though. I don't like that one there. There and there. Perfect. Okay, so on the top here, we're going to grab some fences and some cobblestone walls, and let's how many we've got? We've got 4. So we'll have 2 fences and 2 cobblestone walls. Again, at all different heights. Like, that might be a little bit too high. No, I like that height, actually. We'll have that one there. And another wooden one here. There you go, that's like 1 block lower. We'll have this one, which will be lower than them both. Like that. And this one, which will be higher than them both. Pow. Wonderful. Let's grab some redstone torches to go on the top. This just lights it up nicely. A little bit of light at night, you see. Not an awful lot, but you can just sort of see it. How cool is this? I love the render distance on Xbox One. It's really, really cool. Just stand away a little bit. I got a sneeze coming. Achoo! 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 That's okay. Sorry, headphone users. I feel a lot better now, thank you. Alright. So, it's looking good. It is looking a lot like a bowling pin at the minute, though. So, we're going to add some iron bars, and we've got the cobblestone walls on this. I think what we're going to do is put something down like this to, yeah, that level might be good. So, we'll go up here. Careful now. Like that. That looks pretty cool. I don't know what these would be. These are sort of like strengthening beams or something like that. But I just think they look pretty cool. So put them up here. Boop, boop. There we go. Halfway through it already. Don't mess up. Woohoo, getting the perfect heights. There we go. And the last side. Just add some more detailing. We might use some quartz slabs as well in some places. In fact, we might do that now, in fact. If we get some quartz slabs, look. Yeah, if we just go down to the red. Splash me, I'm so slow. If we go around here on this level. This is going to hide the red a little bit from the ground floor. It doesn't matter too much. Careful now. Boop. Careful now. We'll do it from this way, it's a lot easier. No! It wasn't easier at all. It made it harder. We'll replace that with that. Boop. Come along here. Ah, there we go. Alright, winging it. I think winging it this time has gone quite well. Yeah, it's not too bad. Whoops. Oh, that could be cool. We might actually do something like that. Come on, get on it. No! It's arguing with me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We're away now. No, we're not. There we are. No, we're not. Yeah, we are. Perfect. Okay. So that's added like a little bit of a different coloured white to it as well, which is pretty cool. I think if we do the same up here, yeah, around this larger ring, we might do it around the ring along the top as well. And we need to do something all the way down because at the moment, as you can see, if I look down, it's a very straight, very boring looking pillar of white. So that we are going to have to do something. I don't know how we're doing for time. We're going to be running out of time shortly, I can only expect. Okay, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, I don't think we need a ring along the top. Oh yeah, that is already helping a lot. a lot, definitely. Let's grab some stairs. Let's stair along the bottom here. Sort of makes it look like it's being held up. I don't want to go too wide along the bottom here, otherwise you can very easily make it look too short. The wider you go at the bottom, the shorter it'll look in total. So you need to be very careful. Let's go along here. Boop, boop, boop. So episode 95. As I say, nothing's really planned for episode 100. It's just just a sort of special episode for us. But no, we're not going to be building anything really cool or nothing. It is going to be just a world tour, like it is every 25 episodes. But it'll be a special world tour, won't it? 100th episode. That's absolutely mental, isn't it? Alright, that's looking pretty cool. I think if we put a cobblestone wall up the side here, this will just break it up a little bit more. So if you go up to there, put that in there, put that in there. If we just do 2 sides, we'll be able to see from one of the from like standing away what it'll look like in total. So if we do it here and a slab at the top, boop, 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 and we come down here. Let's just have a quick stand back and turn. Boop. Oh yeah, that's already helped, hasn't it? Definitely, it hasn't made it look quite as white and awful as it was. Perfect. So we continue up these 2 sides, and then I also think we still need some more red, because it still looks a little bit like a glorified bowling pin. Whoops. Oh yeah, these slabs at the top here. Boop, boop. So yeah, I'm thinking about a red strip either down the middle of the 5, either down the middle of here, or down right on the edge, or both. Or both. I think we'll do it on the corner to start on like all 4 corners. If you can get a corner of a circle, like on the diagonal bits, if you like, then I think that'll look. That's a first step. I think that'll be a beneficial place for it. So let's get these. It's gonna take a little while to replace these, unfortunately. Shoot up here. Let me do this. I'll be right back. Let's not waste your time. Okay, on the last one here, I haven't looked at it yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to really set off this control tower. I knew right from the first episode that we would need red in this airport. Are you ready? Pow! Oh yeah. Yeah, nice little red streak. That looks damn cool, doesn't it? Huh? Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. That's a perfect little control tower for us. It'd be nice to have a little door somewhere. Let's have a door around the front here. If we have a door there, let's put an iron door on it. We don't want people getting in that aren't meant to get in. Let's grab a button as well, so we can get in. There we go. And we'll put a button on the inside so no one end up getting trapped. Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I think that is a successful episode. What does it look like on the map? Can we see the control tower on the map, like a little circle? Sort of. Not really, but sort of. I'm hoping that this light grey... Ooh, that's not light grey. Let's get light grey carpet back. Splash me. I'm hoping that this light grey carpet is going to look different to the dark grey carpet when you look at it on the map. If it looks the same, then this top corner is just going to look like a giant sort of wash of grey. But if it looks just slightly different while you're on the map, it might be a little bit easier to tell that it's an airport. I don't know. I think it'll just be cooler than just having a big grey blob. And the only way to find out is by doing a sort of small area here. And it needs to be big enough to show up on the map, but small enough that it doesn't take us absolutely forever to do. Let's just do one more. Can we sleep away the night? Because I hate looking like at a map at night time. We can. Wonderful. That should be big enough to come up on the map, I'm sure. Boop. Noops. Oh no. Let's hide that up. Ha. Just go away from the area. Let's fill it in from the map. Now, to me, it looks like it's going to be the same colour. Which is unfortunate, but doesn't matter too much, I suppose. But it just means that like this whole corner is just going to be completely grey. But hopefully if we get some planes in, like as you can see the jet on the map. And stuff like that. So hopefully if we get some more planes down, it'll just give a few more little shades, I suppose. Anyway, we're going to have to leave it there, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye!